All right. Welcome to War Unending. My name is Jay. This is the podcast where I get a friend and play a game of Warhammer with them. Then we talk about it after instead of just showing it because Games Workshop will kill us if they figured out how we were doing this. This week I have my good friend Zach on.
Hello, war fans! Today is a beautiful day for war. This is Zachary. We are looking at a great battle today between the wolves and the Eldar.
I was not expecting that. Holy shit! You scared the fuck out of me.
I will not keep doing that bit, don't worry.
That's good. That's fine. For reference, Zach keeps referring to this as our ESPN post-game talk, which I guess is kind of what it is. But yeah. So on screen, you'll kind of be seeing approximations of what's happening as we talk about it. Just because that's how we kind of had to do things. Because again, James Workshop would hunt us down for sport if we knew how we were doing this long distance.
And we would love that because war is wonderful. God bless America.
I what a time to be saying that. Holy fuck. Oh my god.
I wonder if people can figure out what I think about war.
It's that you love it and that's your favorite thing. It's why you're playing Warhammer with me for the totally not second time ever.
Yeah. Totally.
So for reference, I've been playing this for a couple months now. I've gotten really into it. A little too much if I'm being honest. Zach here is just the latest person I've dragged into my current obsession, being Warhammer tabletop. And we played a combat patrol like a month ago, I think.
Yeah, and I think it was exactly 26 days ago because I was looking through our chat trying to figure out where are the things I need.
And then today is or not today, yesterday is when we played Zach's first game where they built their own army and everything. They built Space Wolves just because the rules for the army they wanted to play, Emperor's Children, which kind of dates us a bit, isn't out yet. But, we'll get there by next time.
Yeah. Especially, because I, super crushed you and I need to abandon the wolves.
Right. You're right. Yeah. That's why I don't have several instances in our recording of the game from yesterday where you talk about me driving the wolves to extinction. So for further context, I've been playing in an escalation league with some friends, and my current army, as of the end of our season-ending tournament, is undefeated in the league. But I still lost. Side note: I still lost the tournament because I just didn't get as many points as another person who had the same win path as me, which is really funny. But when I told Zach, or when I got Zach on board for this, Zach said they wanted to fight me at my strongest, which is something I wasn't sure about, but I did anyway.
I don't back down from a fucking fight.
I know you don't. It's really, I was just like, are you sure? I have other things I can try.
No, this is exactly what I wanted.
Fair. So, right now, real quick, I'm going to put on screen both of our armies just to kind of show you, the list of what each of us were running with, just to kind of show, what our game plan was, or not what our game plan was, but what our, what we were working with. Now, in terms of game plan, we should probably talk about that before we get into everything. My game plan, as it always is to shoot everything off the board and just collect points in the last 2 turns. Which, believe it or not, tends to work. Unless I get hit, then things get really bad for me. As is, the tradition with Eldar. Zach, what was your plan?
Oh, I had a very simple plan. I'm sorry. I misspoke. Very complicated plan.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very hard to execute, but it's called unleashing 1,000 wolves on your enemy and going and bashing their brains out with a bunch of hammers. It's hard to execute, but if it comes out right, then It works, you know?
The problem is, I think the problem explicitly in this case is solely the fact that it would have worked if it wasn't for the fact that I just shoot anything that gets close to me.
Hold up. The listener doesn't know who wins yet.
That's true. That's true. We haven't.
They
talked
don't
about
know that bashing the fucking Eldar's brains out with 20 hammer attacks from a wolfen, you know, it just works. Yeah. It just works sometimes. You know, sometimes Logan Grimnar rolls up and just kills some scorpions. You know, it just works.
Rest in peace to the scorpions, by the way. So with that, might as well kind of get going into how this went. To start off real quick, you'll see the deployment on screen, which I haven't found yet in the recording because apparently we took like... oh, right, that's right. We stopped right before the game started because I had to use the bathroom. Okay. I was trying to figure out why there was like 15 minutes of dead air on this recording of nothing moving.
And then I also had to use the bathroom once you got back.
Yeah. But, we did a simple control points game mode. I don't remember what the exact Pariah Nexus call or name for it is, but basically it's just the one where you get 5 command points per objective for the first 2, and then you get an extra 5 for just having more than your opponent. And then our secondaries, mine was Bring It Down and Assassination.
And mine was Assassination and Storm the Objective.
Yes. Which, you know, good calls against Eldar, especially me running with 5 fucking characters in my list.
Oh yeah, I wanted those guys dead.
And for the most part, they were fine. But that's only because I was an asshole a little bit.
Maybe someone doesn't know the game too well yet.
Maybe it was someone's second game ever, first time building their own army. But yeah, so yeah, on screen is the deployment. I tried basically. I'm trying to find it actually in the recording, but oh, here we go. Basically, I had most of my things off the board in Deep Striker Reserve, because or not reserve, transport, just because. I mean, just kind of what works for me. Keep things a little low until round 2, and then go all out. Especially if I, you know, have the chance of not going first, because that could really screw me if I leave too many things on the board. Zach, what was your idea with how you were deploying things?
I was thinking about unleashing 1,000 wolves on you.
Yeah, you know what? That's very fair. That's very fair.
I did put I think the Terminator squad in Deep Strike because they had it, and I put, I believe, a Wolfen squad and a Land Raider because I was like, okay, I think I could just like drive up and drop them off, and that was probably a bad idea, but I did it, and I don't regret it.
I mean, hey, it did something. It got you a point early.
Yeah.
But yeah. We both put out things with Infiltrator. I put my Striking Scorpions on the point on the upper hand of the board. Or, well, I guess the lower hand of the board, actually. Zach put it on the upper hand on the opposite point. And, yeah, it was...
It was almost a mirror match until I was like, well, I don't want to hide my vehicles because, you know, we're Space Wolves. Logan Grimnar just invented, like, Space Everclear, which is somehow unscientifically almost 400 proof, which I don't know how you do that, but he figured it out. So, like, the wolves were in good spirits and they were ready.
He got the recipe from Grandpa Bjorn and just improved on it. I've told you. Oh no, you know about Bjorn because when we were building your army, the image for Bjorn had a fucking walker in front of him. I remember now. Yeah. I've told you about Bjorn then. Okay.
Yeah. Jay, do you know how alcohol proofs work?
The higher it is, the more like alcohol content's in it, right?
200 proof means it's 100%.
Oh, so a 400 is 200% alcohol, essentially.
It's somehow more alcohol than it is matter. But that's the Space Wolves difference.
The Space Wolves difference. You know, I still find it so funny that of the two armies you've been interested in playing, you like picked two of them that have been ones that I wanted to play at some point. Like you picked my Marine faction of choice, which is Space Wolves, and you picked my Chaos faction of choice, which is Emperor's Children, for both the similar reasons.
Look, I have a little devil on my shoulder. Who could say?
That's true. But I just think it's funny that you and I both really like the Emperor's Children solely for the Noise Marines. And then you and I both like the Space Wolves because they're funny as hell, just in terms of like what they are.
They're Vikings.
They're also werewolves.
Yeah,
It's
I love
awesome.
werewolves.
No, I think they're really cool. But you know, my first and main army is always going to be Eldar, which is what I ran here today.
Boo.
As Wayne calls them, my gay little space elves.
They don't even really look like elves, but I mean, I guess I haven't seen like one with their like helmet off.
Here, let me post a picture of one of them in the channel for this. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Nearly it. It's a character from Rogue Trader, which is that one RPG I wanted to play with you at some point. Here, one sec. Posted it in barracks.
Oh, they are elves. Damn.
Yeah, I just don't really take the ones without helmets because I feel like if you're in a war zone, you should have a helmet on.
Yeah. I'm
It's
just used to them rolling up and lighting a bunch of motherfuckers on fire.
I wonder if that's foreshadowing for anything. I wonder if that's foreshadowing for anything that happened during this game. I need to take the video off 2x speed. Jesus Christ, that is hard to look at without I move the camera. I was trying to speed up the video because this is like a 3-hour game we had, and I was trying to get to like each move as we go to kind of talk about them. And I don't want this recording to take like 3 hours on top of that. But then like I saw how the camera looks when I have this at 2x speed, and it's like, oh, that fucking's not good. But yeah, no, Zach, you went first. Would you mind? What do you remember from our first turn, or your first turn, I should say?
Well, I have to say, I came into this knowing that Jay's a fucking pro at this. And
I wouldn't go that far.
I was like just looking over the rules and like learning the stratagems and shit, which I still haven't internalized yet. And like looking over my guys and like looking at my army and like, okay, compare these guys together. I can have this leader. And then we started, putting our guys down. I was trying to figure out where to put what. So, we started like kind of a mirror match. Like you put something down and I was like, oh, that's a good idea. That's what I would do. So I did the same thing. And eventually it was like, no, I don't want to dock my things there. So eventually, I came up with the plan of my original idea whenever we were building the army of unleashing 1,000 wolves on somebody. So I started off the game very, very powerfully by unleashing Logan Grimnar on his Santa sleigh, followed by a Thunderwolf cavalry on some scorpions and just eating them. Just hitting them with an axe and then eating them.
Yeah, on the scorpions I had on the point, Zach was able to charge them turn 1 and just legitimately before the wolves even got to do anything, Logan Grimnar just ate my fucking scorpions. Like all of them except for the Exarch, who then got ripped apart by a bunch of other wolves. It was really bad.
See, at that point, I was like, maybe I'm really good at Warhammer. I think maybe I can win this.
And it was all downhill from there.
Well, they don't know. I could still win. I still have 1,000 wolves. They haven't gone extinct yet or anything.
It's not like they'll be extinct by the end of this match or anything.
No, never.
Yeah, but yeah, so Zach was able to charge my scorpions and take him out, securing the point and getting themselves the storm hostile objective thing, turn 1.
And everyone else, I just kind of advanced if they weren't. I had some the Eliminators with a Librarian of Infobos armor, I think it's called.
Yeah, the one that looks like the Resident Evil 4 merchant.
Yeah, I had them on a point. Everyone else advanced just because I was like, I'm just gonna like Zerg rush this. It turns out that's not how you play this game.
I
Um,
mean, it can be if you picked like Tyranids. I mean, even Space Wolves, you can do that. It's just that, uh,
I don't
look, I'm
have
going
the
to.
I don't have the
What's up?
experience yet.
No, I was going to say is that in the Escalation League that just finished up this week that I was in, um, most of the armies were either people rushing the point and or just really big tanky units like how Nolly plays.
Mm.
So I like have the most experience against those kind of things.
Is that why
Um,
you were never afraid of my man Murder Fang?
that and you put him right down the hallway where my Dark Reapers could see him. But yes,
I thought he was gonna, I thought he was gonna Murder Fang them.
he did murder fang someone, but we'll get to that. Yeah. So that's kind of all you did on your first turn, because that's all you really could do because of how I hid my dudes, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think the only shot I took was at the Avatar of Cain because it was just like, well, shit, it's the opening of the game. Why not try to shoot him? And it was just like, Logan could not shoot the Avatar of Cain. She, her, by the way, they're all women.
That's why Wayne calls them my gay little elves, for reference.
Because all women are gay. That's what we're saying on this podcast. We're putting our foot down.
Hold on. That's what Wayne is saying.
That,
To
oh
keep
yeah,
it
that's
clear.
what. Yeah, he's from Florida, so
He's from Florida. He's never talked to a woman. He gets it. I'm sorry, Wade. You're not here, but I'm sorry.
I'm from Texas. I can't talk.
Yeah. And I'm out here on the West Coast elite. But, I digress. Yeah, no, that was pretty much the turn. Then we moved on to my turn, which I'm trying to remember what I did.
Which Jay
other
just
than
Jay just gave me like $500 to like throw the match at that point. It was weird.
Yeah, no, it was really weird, especially considering I don't have that kind of money right now. We don't know where I got it from. It's kind of wild.
I mean, California living probably like blow, right?
Yeah, it's really cheap out here.
Yeah.
It's why getting into Warhammer as a hobby, as hard as I have, has been really great for my pocket.
That's why they've started calling Warhammer the new blow because you blow all your money on it.
I mean, people do already call it plastic crack, so like,
That makes sense.
yeah. During my turn, if I remember correctly, I'm trying to find in the video, because again, I'm trying to shift through a 3-hour match. I just got to the part where I watched the wolves descend upon my scorpions, which, by the way, this is the first time, I told Zach this last night, this is the first time I fielded the scorpions in a match, because the March data slate, which happened a couple weeks ago, further dating the recording of this further.
2025.
Yep. Up the points of a couple key things in my army, meaning I had to cut something to keep them, and that thing was Shining Spears, which, Zach, for your sake, are like dudes on hover bikes with giant lances.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're sick as hell. But I had to cut them because they just cost too much points to like actually use them, with what was left of my army, essentially. So what ended up happening was I put in the striking scorpions, because I recently got the kill team box of them from a friend, and I was like, okay, I mean, I have these now. I might as well like put them to use here to see like how they like fare. And then they died turn one. The
Sorry.
only, I mean, no, it's fine. I kind of expected that. That's usually like in my experience, if a unit has pardon me. If a unit has Infiltrator, they either survive the entire game or die turn one, no in between.
Like my guys.
Yeah, your guys that survived to the very end until Kane got in there.
Until I decided it was time to make a fucking change in the world.
Yeah.
No longer calling my representative. I'm going to take my representative down.
Not actionable, by the way. Okay, yeah. Basically, I just moved a lot of things into firing range. Like, I kept these Dark Reapers on the point, but then made it so that they could see the wolf in. Moved the Fire Prism out to shoot the Land Raider, because I need to take out Zach's big dudes for my secondary. moved Morgan Ra and the Dark Reapers into, I guess, somewhere. They couldn't really see anything because of the way cover works. I didn't really do too much moving because, again, most of my stuff isn't on the field. I made a really questionable choice with my Wave Serpent, which had the Howling Banshees in it, because instead of just deploying them near the Wolfen to deal with them, I had the Wave Serpent fly over to where Logan Grimnar and the Wolf Brigade were, just because I wanted to shoot them to death.
Jay hates nature is what we're getting at.
Yeah, pretty much. I had Kane and the other Wave Serpent with the Fire Dragons also head over towards here to shoot them to death.
May I repeat what you said last night?
I don't remember what it was, but sure.
That Kane was going to move a nice 10 inches, which we all agree that is a pretty good amount of inches.
Every time I said that, you would make the same joke. Which, fair enough. I kept saying it. I get it.
And it never stopped being funny. I would stop saying it if people stopped laughing.
That's fair.
I'm a simple man.
Keep laughing at it. I did keep laughing at it. That's very fair. But yeah, no, it was a pretty straightforward turn. Nothing really crazy happened. Kane and the Wave Serpents shot and then beat Logan Grimnar to death in his own home. Actually, no, I forgot. Logan Grimnar survived, barely.
Yeah, you killed all of his fucking homies and the wolves, but he survived, sort of.
Which is... That was a reoccurring thing this game, where I picked Assassinate, and every time I'd go after one of your characters, they would survive on, the barest possible amount of, the barest possible amount they would survive on, essentially.
Because I had 1,000 wolves surrounding them.
That's true. I had to cut through an entire biome's worth of wolves to get to you.
You had to, deforest, fucking Wyoming to get to me. I don't even know if they have wolves out there. I've never been there.
I mean, to be fair, the board we were playing on does look kind of like how I imagine most of the Midwest to look.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so Kane the Serpent shot all the wolves, and then Kane cut down more of them and just barely left Grimnar alive. Grimnar, I think you only did 2 damage to Kane with Grimnar's melees.
Yeah, with your bullshit, it takes half damage because I'm made of fire or whatever.
Yeah. Several of your Wolfen got shot, but because they had Feel No Pains and, an insane shield setup, most of them were fine. And your, Land Raider was also fine, despite taking heavy damage from the Fire Prism, if I remember correctly.
See, this is one thing that, I feel like I'll do better next time. If I internalize infantry can go through walls, then I could have moved the Wolfen out of the way and let the Land Raider, advance so it could take the shots. Not that it did well, but
So funny enough, those walls right next to them are actually ones that you can't go through because they're solid and not So the solid bricks are the ones that you can't go through. But as far as we've been able to find, the ruins, which are the L-shaped buildings that all kind of look the same, those are the ones you can go through, essentially.
Fucking walls. If I was a Wolfen, I would simply tear down the wall. Also, as a Texan, I would simply tear down the wall.
Mr. Bjorn, tear down that wall.
Oh, I thought they were saying Bjorns.
God damn it. That took me a second, but I got that joke. Did I tell you about my idea for a group project I want to do at some point with my IRL friends?
Oh no, you haven't.
I want to start putting together an orc army with a group of people, but they're all painted like Simpsons characters.
Oh, that's awesome.
You can make all the little goblin Gretchens Bart and Lisa. You can make the big dudes Homer. All the vehicles are Simpsons car pink. I don't know where Marge and Maggie would fit into this. All of their squigs and other animals are painted like Santa's little helper. I have some ideas for this. I have some ideas.
Clearly you do.
Yeah. Unfortunately, orcs are like one of the most expensive things to put together, and I already have like uh number withheld armies that I'm putting together IRL, so I can't do this for a minute.
I'm looking at the video and just I don't know how this is going to sync up with the video that you'll see on the video version of this podcast available on YouTube, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm just seeing my guys being sent to hell.
Oh yeah, because you dragged them off and took them to hell. Except for Murderfang, who weirdly enough is the only space wolf to go to space heaven.
I mean, Murderfang's a good man.
Yeah.
Understands he's not built for leadership.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was looking at that. He has an ability. It's like the only one I've ever seen where it's like, hey, this character cannot be your warlord no matter what you say. It just can't. And I thought that was really funny.
He's motherfucking Murderfang. I mean, you know, we're like four years away here in America from like having Murderfang as a president, but I think Murderfang would do a pretty good job.
You know,
I would trust him.
It can't be worse than where we are right now.
Yeah, exactly.
At least his invention of Space Everclear would save the economy instead of destroying it.
Unfortunately, he didn't invent it. That was Logan, who was.
Oh, right. That was Logan Grimnar. My bad.
Yeah, he took that to hell with him, which is why hell fucking rules now. Everyone's just fucking toasted. I mean, God. I guess with Everclear, you're more than toasted. You're like dying, but you're in hell, so who cares?
Can I be real with you for a second?
Yeah.
I don't drink. I don't know what like normal Everclear is. I'm assuming it's like some like really heavy shit.
Everclear is like 190 proof. I've never drank it, but like that's the shit that like if you drank it straight, it would kill you.
That's badass. I should get some of that.
My the Let's Play guy I like, a super great friend. He has a story where like he also doesn't drink, but like he has a story where it was like he went to a friend's house and he thought it was like a bottle of soda and he like accidentally took a swig of Everclear and it's like, oh my god.
Oh god.
Oh, you throw your like dice in the hole. Wow.
I only do that occasionally. Most of the time, I do just do the clear mat thing. I mean, I put them back in the dice bag.
Yeah,
We did this legitimately.
Yeah. The hole I was talking about is the hole in the floor in front of us that we don't know where it goes.
Yeah, the pit in the studio that doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
It's where the original Jay, before we had to do the whole Paul McCartney-esque replacement went.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was very sad.
They went in one day saying they were going to find the other side and just never came back.
I don't know how they fit down there. I was very impressed.
Yeah. It's like those cave diver like memes, you know?
Oh god, that kind of stuff like I'm not afraid of a lot of things, but like I realize like there is no way in hell you're getting my ass in like spelunking because it's just like no, I'm not gonna fit.
Yeah. I just don't like being underground.
Yeah.
But also that might just because I live in earthquake central USA, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah. I just realized I was too broad to fit in a shower, so I was like, oh, don't want to do this. Let's get back to war, yeah, because we love war.
We do.
Go Empire.
Do. Yeah. It's the Imperium, but you know.
Oh, go Imperium! Woo!
The Empire is a fantasy thing. It's a needlessly pointless distinction, but it is a distinction nonetheless.
It's important.
It is.
You have to learn.
You do. I just had a terrible idea for a fucking episode of this where me and Joseph got on here and do the one only tells truth and one only tells lies thing, but with Warhammer lore to you, and you have to figure out which is which.
No, that's a great idea. I love that.
I would do that stupid.
I would do that in a heartbeat. And I think that I would actually probably be pretty good at figuring it out.
All right, real quick primer question for you. There's a Space Marine chapter called The Flesh Terrors. Chaos or order? Which side?
Oh, order, easy.
Yeah. that's actually accurate.
Yeah, see, it's easy.
It's really funny how there's a lot of like Space Marine chapter names that just sound like they're supposed to be evil. like the Marines malevolent. Good guys, apparently, from what I remember.
Yeah, because everyone but Murderfang goes to hell.
That's true. Fun fact, hell is a real place that you travel through to do space travel in Warhammer.
Yeah.
So we're on to round 2 now, getting back to the actual focus of what we came here today for. We ended the round with me having 10 primary points and Zach getting 10 primary as well, if I remember correctly.
I think I got 15, actually.
I think
because
you did. You did,
because I stormed the middle point.
Yeah, and you also had 4 points from the storming the objective, so that put us at 20 and 29 because of the 10 points we each got for fully painting and putting together our armies, as is Games Workshop standard.
Yeah. How dare all of you think that I was going to lose this match? I'm winning currently.
I'm a genius. Oh no. So, Zach, how did turn 2 go for you? How did you feel about that?
Badly, actually. Believe it or not. I decided that Logan should probably try to kill Kane. Not a good idea. He was going pretty good when he had 1,000 wolves surrounding him. But he only has his 2 wolves leading his Santa sleigh now. So, it turns out attacking someone that you only just realized takes half damage from everything. Trying to hit that dude with an axe, two-handed, probably not a good idea. But, it was an idea, and I had it, and I went for it. And, Logan Grimnar, God bless his soul. Well, I guess he's in hell, so who cares? He took his secret of Space Everclear with him. So, not a good idea. And I think I mostly just tried to advance and attack what I could.
I remember you advanced... Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. I know I advanced Murderfang because I wanted Murderfang to Murderfang someone. But everyone else, I think I just advanced and tried to attack whatever I could.
I remember you tried to punch my Wave Serpent with the Fire Dragons to death.
Yeah.
Which, didn't work well. And then as soon as the Fire Dragons got out, it didn't go good for...
Yeah. It's hard to execute a complicated strategy like I had that is kill them before they can kill you. It's hard, It's hard when you have a bunch of elves that hide and move really fast. I was just looking at my hero, Henry Kissinger, on on warfare and thinking about Richard Nixon had something with Madman theory. I bet I could pull that off.
Hey, real quick, how 10 minutes ago we were talking about how this board basically looked like Wyoming?
Oh no.
Guess where I got a spam call from 10 minutes ago that I just now noticed on my phone?
Was it Wyoming?
Yeah, that's what the area code was from. They heard us talking shit. I
psychically manifested that with my librarian.
Holy
in
shit.
Phobos armor.
Yes,
he was also a werewolf.
He was also a werewolf. Fun fact, the Space Wolves call them Rune Priests because they don't believe in the other Psyker bullshit. So to them, it's all
badass.
To them, it's all Space Wolf ritual stuff and not what it actually is. And I think it's really funny how they just sidestep hating Psykers by just saying, no, our guys aren't Psykers. They're something else entirely. Just trust us, bro.
Yeah, we're Space Wolves. We call it pre-gaming.
We call it pre-gaming. It's not precognition. We just, we just pre-game what's going to happen.
We drink maybe 8 to 11 beers, unrelated, and, we see visions.
Yeah.
Space beers.
Space beer.
Yeah.
I forget I think it's called, Mead. I think is what they call it.
Oh, it's like mead.
Yeah, it's like MJOD, but it's like in the O with, the 2 dots above it.
Mead.
Yeah, Mead. One of the options in the Rogue Trader RPG as a normal person is to ask to like have some with him. They're like the Space Wolf companion, and he's like, "Bro, you would fucking die to know."
Damn.
Yeah, but yeah, no. You kind of moved all your guys forward. You did some shooting. You put your Terminators down.
Oh yeah, I brought them out of Deep Strike. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. And then Logan died in a horrible fire, and by fire I mean Kane like kind of picked him up by the neck and slam dunked him through a basketball hoop.
I do think that pulling his head like a Looney Tunes and like, oh, that's all, folks, is, you know.
Yeah. I still think the idea of Kane doing a slam dunk on like a fucking Space Wolf was really funny, but we'll give both ideas to Crow and see what he comes up with for the thumbnail.
Yeah, I think either way, I think the viewers might have, you know, if you're listening and you know I bet you're pretty sharp. You might have realized that I'm kind of capital F fucked.
Yeah, because as soon as my turn hit, I did something I like to call Operation Go Fuck Yourself.
It's a good name.
It is, which is where I moved a lot of things into certain positions. If I remember correctly, I'm trying to get to the point in the video, but this is the turn where after Kane killed Logan, I had Kane charge your Land Raider to punch it to death. A nice callback to the Combat Patrol game we did, where against all odds you had a Ghost Keel Battlesuit punch to death my Rhino.
You know, it just feels right.
Yeah.
It's like poetry.
It's like poetry. It makes me want to throw up. I don't mean that.
I'd hope the English major wouldn't mean that.
No, I think that's more of a reason to have certain things make me want to throw up.
No, that actually checks out. I fucking hate computers, so.
And you know that's like your entire like day job.
Yeah.
But yeah, I moved a lot of things into better positions. I actually deployed my Banshees to do something. I moved everything to kind of be able to shoot more. Kane got right up there to punch the Land Raider. And then the big elephant in the room, aka me dropping 10 Swooping Hawks and 10 Warp Spiders plus their Phoenix Lords right into Zach's back line happened.
Yeah, Jay, I have to say, the Wolves did not appreciate that.
I can imagine. I can imagine. As you can see on the screen real quick, because I should have something on the screen right now kind of showing how the map is looking. I just deep striked all of these fuckers right into the big conglomerate of Zach's troops that are in the back.
For the listeners of the audio version of this, which I think you're going to do?
Probably just because we have the audio files, but I'll have to figure out how to like upload that and shit, but that's a different thing for a different time.
The important thing is, if you can't see this, just imagine like I think it was like 25 motherfuckers just showing up behind you and just shooting you to death.
Some of which have flamethrowers.
Some of which have flamethrowers, which the wolves do not appreciate. They're very furry.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically I just dropped them. The Swooping Hawks a bit closer because they can drop within 6 inches. I also had them use their funny grenade packs, which I'm trying to remember what I hit with them. I need to find where in the clip that is. But
I think you hit my Eliminator squad.
Oh no! The grenades hit the wolves because I was trying to take out the wolves since your wolf
right. Yeah, the wolves
was
were still
attached
there.
to it.
Yeah, the wolves hadn't gone extinct yet. Spoilers.
That changed this turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had everything fire into the wolves and take down the wolves as much as possible. Before heartbreaking, the Wolf Lord Terminator survived all the shooting. And I say heartbreaking for me, for Zach, that was probably a brief moment of hope.
No, there was no hope. It was gone at that point. Logan was dead. I would never get to like take a sip of the thing that would immediately kill me.
That's true. But I then I remember I charged not the wave serpent, the warp spiders in specifically to kill that wolf lord, which worked. But then
Yeah.
the wave spiders were now surrounded on all sides by all of your other units that were still alive and completely unharmed.
That's when
Uh,
the plan of a bunch of hammers started to work.
yeah, basically, spoilers for round three. Zach's entire phase for the next round kinda involved killing the warp spider slowly and carefully.
Yeah, just doing whatever I could, move up, well, shoot, of course, because I guess
Yeah.
we have guns, but then getting close to them and hitting them with the important things, the motherfucking hammers. It's called Warhammer for a reason. You hit them with the hammer, they die.
Surprisingly, there's like surprisingly little hammers in Warhammer.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I agree. It's probably different in fantasy, but I haven't. I've been meaning to check out Age of Sigmar, which is the current fantasy game. I just haven't yet.
That it just clicked what the difference is for me. Okay, I get it now.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, you saying fantasy? It's like, oh, I get what Age of Sigmar is now.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't. I read as much of the rules as I could in like 2 hours.
To give you an idea for the Age of Sigmar setting, I think it's hilarious. Because it wasn't always Age of Sigmar. Before it was just Warhammer Fantasy Battles. That ended when essentially, as far as I can tell from Vermintide and my friends talking about it, the entire world got eaten by rat people essentially, and the god slash famous or slash like former hero Sigmar got like yeeted off into space. Hold on one second. So just picking up where we left off before the break, just to give you an idea of what Age of Sigmar is like, what started it. Basically, rats ate the planet. The god Sigmar got like yeeted off into the fucking stratosphere, off into the depths of space. Came back like 1,000 years later, like made his own like approximation of what the world was like, essentially. If I remember correctly, this is going to be really wrong because I just am not super caught up on it. This is just what it like. This is like hearing what friends told me and trying to remember it badly from memory, essentially.
But it's all okay because during the break we heard from BetterHelp.
Did we?
I hope not.
Yeah.
Sorry to shoot you in the foot for a sponsor, but fuck them.
I mean, BetterHelp isn't one of the sponsors I want to have anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
They're fake therapists.
I read a story one time of someone going to BetterHelp, and that person was just having their therapy appointment while their therapist was on like a plane with like a child just listening in and watching them talk like next to them over the video call. And it's like I just what's that?
Have you ever heard about the game Eliza?
I have not. No.
It's a game about that kind of thing.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, I keep trying to watch it because Super Great Friend played it a couple years ago, and it's just like, oh no, this just makes me feel like awful. And I love horror, but it's just like, this isn't horror. This is just real life.
Yeah. Oh, also one thing I forgot to mention during round 2 before we move on to round 3, your Land Raider actually did pretty good damage on my Fire Prism.
Yeah, even though I tried to shoot the super cool missile that missed, and then I command point and then missed again. And it hits on 2. I rolled ones twice. Like, I think that was the point in the game where you were like, Zach, the dice hate you.
Yeah. So for reference... Oh, sorry. You go.
Oh,
go.
It's just funny because, I have a math minor because, I'm a computer science major, and it just, came with it, basically. And it's just like, I understand probability, but at the same time, it's like, holy shit, the dice do fucking hate me.
For reference, Zach used a weapon that was on their Land Raider called the Hunter Killer Missile, which is a missile that can do a ton of damage but can only be shot once in an entire game. It hits on 2s, as Zach said. Zach rolled a 1.
And then I command point re-rolled it and rolled a 1.
Into another 1. The nothing ever happens missile, as we like to call it, essentially.
But god damn it, if it hit,
If it hit, it would have been so funny.
Logan would have looked up from hell and been like, "Hell yeah!"
uh, Round 3, after the wolves got shredded, your Land Raider got punched to death. Your normal dreadnought that wasn't Murderfang got blown up by my fire dragons. Murderfang got shot in the back alleys of LA. So going into round 3, Zach,
he lived though.
Yeah, he lived. He didn't die. He lived. Zach, going into round 3, how did it? How are you feeling?
Well, at this point I knew I was going to lose, so I figured I just wanted to do as much goddamn damage as I could. So I just lashed out at whatever I could. It's a bold strategy, I know, but
Yeah. For reference, in terms of points, Zach and I each got 10 primary points this round, or round 2, and then I got extra for killing both the Wolf Lord and Logan, giving me like 8, I think, and then 2 more for the and then 6 more from Bring It Down for the Dreadnought and the Land Raider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wolves, they were high on spirits, but they were also high on spirits,
Yeah. And then everything went bad.
Turns out you shouldn't roll up, having drank unscientifically impossible for nearly 400 proof Everclear. Space Everclear, excuse me.
That is
it
very
has a
true.
wolf on the bottle, so, they have to drink it.
We should do what all those celebrities are doing and start getting into, like, the alcohol business, but, like, just have ours all be wolf branded for some reason.
And somehow invent, like, impossibly, like, alcoholic drinks, like, it has more volume somehow.
To the point where it's banned in every civilized country except the United States.
But then we'll be hounded by the government. Like, like wolves, hounds.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't have the knowledge to make that. I'm not a chemistry major.
What, you don't want to, like, Breaking Bad this? You don't want to get cancer and make, like, the most potent alcohol known to man?
Look, if I get cancer, I'll figure that shit out. Knowing my medical history, it's not out of the question.
The cancer or the alcohol part is what you'll figure out?
Yes.
Fair. I understand. So, round 3, though, what I remember from your turn is you getting real close to the warp spiders with Murderfang, and me trying to burn them to death with Fire Overwatch, and Murderfang just tanking the entire thing.
Because he's a motherfucking Murderfang.
That he is.
He can't lead because he's too good. That's the problem.
You don't put your most competent soldier in the general room. You put him out on the field,
Exactly. If you have a dude named Murderfang, you don't want him as president. You want him murderfanging people.
I remember, oh god, what a turn this was, because you just spent the entire turn just, gunning down the warp spiders, and I could have done something to get him out of there using my army ability, but I knew that if you did, then the Swooping Hawks, who have that funny Mortal Wound ability I was planning to use, would just get decimated, so I had to just leave the warp spiders there as like a sacrifice on the altar of Murderfang.
See, that's a great strategy, just to let someone get murder-fanged.
I wonder why you think that.
I mean, it's not like you have 1 million more dudes. Like, okay, when Jay did Operation Go Fuck Yourself, as you said,
yeah,
I was like, oh, I have 1 million wolves. This will be easy. And then you were like, no, here's like 400 more men. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Or women. Excuse me.
Damn. Can't believe it in this household.
I'm sorry.
Right next to my brand new statue of Yvraine with her ass out. I don't have that for reference. I just wanted to say it. I don't think you even understand the joke there now that I think about it.
I don't know who your Rain is, so I was just like, yeah,
Okay, so
you get someone with their ass out, sure. Whatever, dude.
Okay, so Yvraine is one of the key Eldar characters. She
Okay,
runs a
I'm
murder
googling
cult.
it. Don't worry. You've
She
rain.
runs she runs a murder cult and is it's commonly memed that she's the boyfriend of, or the girlfriend of the head of the Imperium, Gilliman. Uh, her model also has a really fat ass on it for some reason.
Okay, let me add ass into my Google.
I don't. I'm just going to post the picture of the model I took while I was building it because I thought people were joking until I built it a couple days ago, and I was like, oh shit, no, they weren't joking.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the model. I'm just seeing memes.
Hold on, look in barracks real quick.
I guess that's okay.
For how the Eldar bodies are. Also, if you look at her thing, she has those like giant hip coverings that make it look a lot like larger
Yeah,
with the
that's some like princess bullshit.
yeah. But that's one of the memes. That's one of the memes is hers having a fat ass and also being the head of the Imperium's girlfriend. Uh, even though there's a different Eldar character that is much more likely for him to be getting it on with.
For him to pick the objective, bring it down.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's a take the objective.
We'll talk about that at some other point. We need to get back to this game.
Sorry.
No need to apologize. I knew this would just be you and I like derailing shit a lot because that's what I expected to happen. But yeah, no. Round 3 was basically you just ignoring all the objectives solely to kill the warp spiders as hard as you could.
Yeah.
And then the rest of round 3 was me moving the swooping hawks to deal with your what's it called? Your gray claws or gray hunters that's back on your starting point, and moving Kane to do shit against your other guys.
You think the hunters would be good at dealing with hawks, but turns out no.
No. Basically
Shitty hunters, it turns out.
Yeah. I mean, they are battle line, so they're a lot more battle line units are generally like kind of a cannon fodder sort of deal, at least as far as I've seen. But yeah, that's kind of the end. That's kind of all round 3 was. Nothing super important. I got 15 points from primaries. I think I killed Murderfang at some point, or was that next round? I don't remember.
Well, excuse you. Murderfang definitely died next round. Spoilers.
Fair. You did kill. Oh, sorry.
He went to heaven, by the way.
That's true. Murderfang went to
everyone else in my army went to hell. Murderfang, weirdly, heaven.
Oh yeah, I forgot you tried to charge Murderfang into the swooping hawks and failed to charge.
Yeah. Yeah, I needed to roll like a 9 and I rolled like a 4 or some bullshit.
Yeah. But you got 4 points for taking out Lycus because of precision.
Woo!
So there's that.
I love getting 4 points while Jay gets 100,000.
You know, I just realized I never actually like panned up to the scoreboard unless I was trying to do the the score itself. I probably should do that more at the end of each turn next time. Just so we have like a clear tally for what the scores are.
Yeah, that'd be really useful if you did that in Foundry, the system that we're using to play this.
No, we're playing this on tabletop for real.
No, we're using Foundry because James Workshop would get mad.
Games Workshop don't shut down Foundry. They didn't do anything wrong.
No, yeah. We're using we bought our models and then we took pictures and we put them in our personal Foundry server, and that's how we did this.
Exactly. But yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. My Banshees that I deployed last turn killed your Terminators and then got killed horribly by your Wolfen.
Yeah, I misunderstood how like things worked, and I sent my Terminators in, and it was like, oh, I should have sent my Wolfen in first because they fucking handled it.
Yeah, they kind of smashed my Banshees to a pulp.
I don't know. Next time I'm gonna use 2,000 points to get as many fucking Wolfen as I can get and just call it a day.
You should play Tau again and do 250 Kroot Hounds.
Just drop as many motherfuckers as I can. Doesn't matter if they die. There's another one.
That's not like a legal army, but I've just seen a lot of people talking about making a Tau army that's just 250 Kroot Hounds, which is just like a fuck ton of dogs, and it equals out to exactly 2,000 points.
I don't give a shit if it's legal. I'll run it.
I mean, I'll play against it. I would see what happens against 250 Kroot Hounds. I'm down.
I would totally be overwhelmed. This was already too many wolves for me. I mean, I went from combat patrol to this, and I was like, oh shit, there's so many wolves. Like, how can I lose? And then I was like, oh shit, all my wolves are dead.
Oh god, they have so many guns.
It turns out guns are good at killing wolves. Who would have guessed?
Little bit. It's why hunters have been using them for generations. The hunters, they are here for my ivory.
Yosemite Sam always loses. Or Yosemite, no, Elmer Fudd, sorry. I mean, I guess Yosemite Sam too. Like, I mean, you got a gun. They're the same. They're different in temperament, but they would team up against the wolves.
Yeah. At the end of my round 3, I ended up putting the Swooping Hawks back into reserve, and then putting him back down on the board. Oh, I said that already, shit. Sorry, we just got to that part of the recording, because I'm trying to we're trying to, like, comb through a 3-hour match, essentially, and talk about it in a much quicker format.
Yeah, this is the point where you tried to rush Kane on my, like, last units.
And I couldn't do it because I failed the charge.
But
and then it was... Yeah, then it was your turn, and then you moved everyone in.
Yeah, everyone fucking charged the Avatar of Cain, because I was like, I'm going to lose. It doesn't matter. I'm going to kill the Avatar of Cain. We're the motherfucking Space Wolves. This is what we do.
It's that one It's Always Sunny meme where they're looking at that picture, and it's like, I'm getting real sick of this guy.
Exactly. That was entirely it. I was just like, no, he's going down. Or she, excuse me.
It's all good. It's fine. That happened. I killed your Grey Hunters that were on your last objective. And then we went on to round 4, which, if I remember correctly, is the last round we played, because it was kind of just clear where things lie at that point.
Yeah, because I just rushed the Avatar of Cain, and just barely... Or, I don't think it was just barely, because like I still had one Wolfen squad with the 20 hammers. I don't know how much damage I did. Because you were like, no, the Avatar's down. And at that point, I was like, I know I lost, but we're the motherfucking Space Wolves. We won. This is what we wanted.
Oh, yeah, wait, I forgot. My Fire Prism that somehow didn't get bracketed, which is the term for when a vehicle gets put into the damage state, where it's like, oh, if you're in, like, so-and-so health and you, like, hit on a, like, a higher number and so on. Mm-hmm. Because Zach knocked it down to 5 in its bracketed state is 1 through 4, so it wasn't bracketed at all. I forgot that the Fire Prism came back and did the second thing it did all game and shot Murderfang off the board and sent him to heaven. Yep.
Met Jesus.
And then,
turns out Christianity was the right one. It was weird.
Damn, the God Emperor's not going to be happy about this, considering... The God Emperor is a huge atheist.
That's also a little extra funny, because I was never Christian.
Yeah, but you still believe Shadow the Hedgehog is like the same thing as Christ.
Yeah, but that's from Catholicism.
Aren't they the same thing?
Well, Catholicism's like its own thing, but basically in America, we're the only weirdos who are like, yeah, those are different.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Because to me, that's all the same shit. So I was like, what?
Jay, I was raised Catholic. It is all the same shit.
Okay.
Sorry, Catholics and Christians.
Yeah, no, to me, it's all the same.
Yeah,
but, looking at this overview of the board going into the last round we played, this is, right before Kane gets, killed to death by a bunch of Wolfen and all the others.
Bunch of just dudes showing up with hammers.
And then, Zach moved in. Kane died despite it all. I unfortunately did not get Deadly Demise, which would have been really funny.
I don't think any of the Deadly Demise rolls ever worked.
I used a command point reroll specifically to try to get Deadly Demise because I thought it'd be funny, but it didn't go through.
I was really hoping you would get it because I think a bunch of dudes showing up and beating Kane to death with hammers and then Kane like blowing up or whatever Deadly Demise actually does and just killing the remaining Space Wolves is a very fitting end.
It would be. I think I'm just imagining Kane's like form like falling apart, so it's like just a bunch of lava that just flows out all around you, essentially.
Yeah, that'd be sick. I mean, the wolves are extinct now, so
yeah, the wolves.
No one can play them anymore. I'm sorry, everybody.
Which is a shame because they were just about to get that big refresh in like a month or two.
Well, maybe there's more wolves out there. Someone else like invents like I don't know, space vodka or whatever. It's not as good, or well, it's not as strong. But
we're finally going to have wolves that aren't like short. Because the Space Wolves last refresh was before they refreshed all of the Marines to be taller, which in lore is because of like the funniest dude known to man, Belisarius Cawl. I think I've talked to you about him a little bit.
Yeah, you told me.
But basically, Space Wolves were done, like, if I remember correctly, either right before that or soon enough before that they didn't get, like, a big refresh until this year. So all of the Space Wolf specific models have just been, like, really short in comparison to other Space Marine models.
I mean, logistically it makes sense. Having a short dude, can ride a wolf easier. It's like jockeys.
That's true. I hate that word is ruined for me now because of that stupid movie that came out.
What movie?
The Minecraft movie.
Oh, I don't give a shit.
Everyone keeps memeing about the stupid, the fact that he just says a bunch of shit from the game. And there's one scene that was in a trailer that I see memed on a lot where he just says chicken jockey. And now every time I hear the word jockey, I think of that, and it makes me mad because that means the Minecraft movie is won.
Jay, if it makes you feel better, I'm 32 years old. Well, I'm not. Well, who knows when this comes out? I'm going to be 32 at the end of May, 2025. I'll be 32. I've never played a game of Minecraft. I watched a friend play a bit of it in a computer science lab with the beta in high school. That is the most experience I have with Minecraft. I've never played it, so don't worry.
If we get enough Patreon subscribers, we'll make you do it. I'll force you to do a special Minecraft stream for everyone.
Oh God.
I'll hold you at gunpoint because I know you both hate streaming and have never played Minecraft, so it'd be funny.
You don't have to hold me at gunpoint. I'm a man of my word. We'll do this.
I was kidding. We don't have to do this. I know you don't like streaming.
No. We'll fucking do this. I don't give a damn. We're gonna do this.
Does this mean I have to?
Give us money. We'll do this.
Does this mean I have to actually set up a Patreon now?
I think you do.
Fuck. Fuck.
Good fucking luck, buddy.
Oh no, my taxes are going to get so much more complicated now.
I mean, we could start like OnlyFans or whatever.
I don't think I'm legally allowed to do that.
I don't think it has to be porn.
I meant more. I just don't think Leaves would let me do it.
Set up an OnlyFans for your videos instead of a Patreon. Like, it's not porn. It's just like, here's the videos.
All of my model painting streams that I plan to start doing or should have started doing by the time this comes out, depending on how moving goes, are all just OnlyFans exclusive.
Like, it doesn't. I don't think it has to be weird.
I don't either, but I just don't. I don't know because like.
Although that would limit your like your viewership because I like in Texas like I think you need like an ID and like need to get verified for bullshit like that.
That's crazy, but also I don't know who would go on an OnlyFans just to watch someone paint models without anything like sexual about it.
Oh, I think a lot of people would.
Wait a minute, I could just buy a bunch of those hypersexualized versions of models off Etsy and just paint those on the OnlyFans.
That would be fucking good.
Okay. I need you... since the game's already finished at this point, we called it after Kane died because it was clear Zach couldn't come back from points, and Zach's main objective of just fucking shit up was completed. I just need to before we close out. I just need to talk about this. So every so often, I've like been checking Reddit recently just for like release dates and stuff for different model kits and stuff for the armies I want to build. I was on the Eldar subreddit like a week or two ago, and I saw a post that was like, "Hey, does anyone know where to get this like proxy version of Yvraine's model?" It's like, and like it was like a blurred out picture at first, and then all the text was talking about how this model just looks a lot better than the actual official one, and I wanted to use it. And does anyone know where I could find like either the STL for it or like someone who's selling it? I unblur the picture, and it's like almost one for one the exact same model, but Yvraine just has like gigantic fucking tits.
That sounds like a better model to me.
I mean, I'm not gonna make my statement here, but I think it's really funny how blatant it is, and that like that's the only difference essentially. Like I was like, oh, okay, a lot of burying the lead here. It seems.
No, it just looks better. I want to use it for my army.
I have the special display jar. I want to put it in.
Yeah,
God.
If anyone has a flashlight in the shape, nothing weird. I just want to shine light on a situation that needs attending to. If the flashlight happens to be hollow and have some kind of matter inside of it, that would be nice. The boobs need to be there, though.
This is what a fucking pilot episode for this. Holy shit.
I mean, you got the worst person for this. I barely understand how to play the game, and
Wait, do you think this would have gone better or worse than if Wayne was here?
Oh, better. Yeah, no, I'm a better host than Wayne will ever be. You can take that to the bank, my bastard brother.
I got called knife years and got told that my elves were just a bunch of gay little elves a lot less this episode than I would have if Wayne was here. So
Yeah, see, I barely dropped any slurs.
I know that's hard for you Texans, so I'm proud of you.
Yeah. I was born in Austin. I've been here all my life. I'm just itching to drop some slurs. I got thoughts about people who are different than me.
For both being truthful and for like actual reasons, Zach is joking. I hope, unless there's something I don't know about.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I always just drop jokes and just assume everyone understands that I'm joking, but
I have to just clarify because autism and me not liking being misconstrued, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, my flavor of autism is like numbers, so.
Yeah, mine is getting really into expensive plastic models, apparently.
Yeah. That's why you bought that funny little flashlight I was talking about.
Look, Leaves is going to see this. We can't talk about that. I didn't.
Look, Leaves can come and kill me with a rock. It's fine.
I don't think she wants to do that. I don't think she would do that to you.
But if she feels she must, I'll get on my knees and accept it. I'll accept the rock to the head, and
You're just like that one image from like 2010 of those white people wearing "I'm sorry" shirts with their hand on their knees with their hands behind their back and their heads bowed as they're about to get like fucking like as if they're about to get beheaded or some shit.
Yeah, she'll hit me in the head with the rock, and I'll go to heaven and I'll meet Murderfang.
And then you guys will have like cool adventures in heaven.
Yeah, well, like I don't know what you actually do in heaven. I don't know. We'll go get brunch.
I mean, that sounds like a fairly white people thing to do. So like, yeah.
And heaven is white only, by the way.
That's no. I was more trying to say that the depiction we get of heaven a lot in American media is very white coded. But sure, if that's the route you want to go down, you can. You're fucking. I can't believe you sometimes. Holy shit.
I'm sorry that I ruined War Unending.
I,
Is that not what it's called?
I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to call it at this point.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. That completely caught me off guard. Like, I don't, like... It's like the opposite of that one meme that I love where some dude walking to heaven, but there's like one of those big, I don't remember what they're called, but like the Chinese, like, archway gates.
Oh, yeah.
And like, he's just looking around and he, like, doesn't seem perturbed at all. He's just like, oh, it's fine. I just wasn't expecting it to be Chinese. And, like, I think about that a lot. And, like, you just did, like, the weird racist inverse of that.
Don't worry. White boys got you.
I don't think I want them with me in this case.
You want to clap?
Yeah, I think this is probably the good point to end it. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe to all those YouTube pleasantries that everyone asks you to do. It'll help us out. It'll help me get sensitivity training for Zach to make the get their born and raised Texas attitude out of them. Yeah. Zach, do you have anything to say before we go?
Tex-Mex is bullshit. Just eat authentic Mexican food.